Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. On the day he took part in his first NFL practice in 5 years, Phillip Rivers said he's excited about another NFL opportunity. O-line explains our Harry Douglas.
Here's the difference between a Riley Leonard or also a Daniel Jones at the quarterback position versus a Phillip Rivers. Both of those guys we knew were mobile quarterbacks. That's not Phillip Rivers. You know, when you look at this offensive line, it's going to be a massive must that they protect him at all costs because he doesn't have that mobility, because he's coming off the couch to play quarterback.
Coach Shane Steichen said a decision on the QB will come at the end of this week. Buccaneers activated receivers Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan from IR ahead of tomorrow's game against the Falcons. They're listed as questionable. 7-6 Tampa Bay tied with Carolina atop the NFC South. The Orioles agreed with first baseman Pete Alonso on a 5-year, $155 million contract.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, Rich Paul said LeBron James and the Lakers aren't contenders. I'll tell you why he's right. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You show. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Voice is just teetering, man.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Been that way since Friday.
Hump day.
Really wanted to elongate the hump day there.
It's hump day.
Voice was like, no, sir. No, you won't do that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
That's not a thing that's going to happen right now, IRL.
Hump day.
I'm going to take it easy.
It's hump day.
Okay.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Put some respect on it.
Hump day.
Another LSU Tiger hits the portal.
It's hump day.
We'll talk about it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints playing the Panthers.
Hump day.
We'll talk about it.
It's hump day.
Field Yates put out a mock draft.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I want to punch him in the face.
Hump day.
Who employed Field Yates?
It's hump day.
Who decided that he was an expert worthy of hearing his opinion?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I think he let AI do his latest mock draft.
Hump day.
Actually, AI would do a better job with the Saints pick than Field Yates.
It's hump day.
Seems like a hell of a nice guy.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Probably really good at what he does.
Hump day.
But my goodness, did he mail in the Saints pick in his mock draft?
It's hump day.
We'll get to that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tim Brando will be here.
Hump day.
Love Timmy B.
It's hump day.
He was yelling at me on Instagram yesterday.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'll let him yell at me here.
Hump day.
And then I'll continue to tell him why the G5 doesn't deserve anywhere near a college football playoff.
It's hump day.
Because nobody is here to see James Madison with the 123rd strength of schedule in the country steal a playoff spot from a worthy team.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Nobody.
Hump day.
Running back / defensive back Juwan Johnson announced it on his social media earlier today with the note, hardest decision of my life. Now let's finish strong. It's personal now. So I would assume that means, and thank you, Tiger Nation, that he still intends to play in the bowl game before leaving LSU. Remember, LSU will play in the bowl game on December the 27th, and then the portal officially opens on January 2nd. But as we've mentioned a few times, and just for the benefit of those who maybe don't remember, the effectively this is all just basically like in the NFL, a legal tampering period. If you wonder why guys declare now their intention to enter the portal, even if they're going to play, something Frank Wilson even said on Tuesday when he met with reporters via Zoom was that Ahmad Bro was likely going to play in the bowl game, even though he's made his declaration that he intends to enter the portal. Well, effectively, because while teams can't contact players until the player is officially in the portal, teams can deal with a player's representative, and every player has an agent. And so you could sort of have the deal in place to know who's interested, what they're paying, all that sort of stuff, what they're offering. So when you do formally go in the portal, it's already done effectively. So that's why players put out now their intention of going into the portal. So like they use the month of December to work out a deal of where they're going to be next. We all know Juwan Johnson's path. He went to LCA, Lafayette Christian, and when he finished up there, he finished as the state's all-time high school leader in yards and touchdowns, over 14,000 yards, 171 career touchdowns. He's just a phenomenal athlete and magnificent with the ball in his hands. Came to LSU as a 4-star defensive back, but LSU needed him to play a variety of roles, and he was certainly willing. When Juwan Johnson showed up as a defensive back, John Emery tore his ACL, and remember Trey Holly was off the team, so they needed help at running back. So a year ago, Juwan Johnson moved to running back. Well, then in the spring, he moves to quarterback. He plays quarterback throughout fall camp. As a matter of fact, Joe Sloan, when he met with reporters in fall camp, kind of announced that decision, why they decided to move Juwan Johnson to quarterback.
Juwan wanted to come back to quarterback. I couldn't be more excited to have him. You know, he's obviously a different style of quarterback than maybe the other two guys. You're going to have to respect his feet. And, you know, just working through him, I think you've seen his growth from a passing standpoint. He throws a good ball, but in terms of his read progressions and doing the things he needs to do, and then, you know, just his footwork and commanding the huddle, I think he has great leadership skills. And obviously he's been electric with the ball in his hand. Made a couple big plays when we've been in live tackle situations. So I think he's been exciting. He's been fun to coach. He's attentive, and he's getting after it.
Juwan Johnson's 6 foot, 210 pounds. I mean, he's bigger than Trinidad Chambliss. He's bigger than Diego Pavia. I mean, if you think of it in those terms, I mean, Diego Pavia was the first team All-SEC quarterback this year as a Heisman finalist. So can't say Juwan Johnson is incapable, and it's pretty clear what he wants to do. As a matter of fact, on his Twitter, Juwan Johnson quote tweeted a video of him with his old high school quarterback highlights, and he used the caption, "Soon." Effectively saying his intention is to go play quarterback wherever his next stop is. And look, Juwan Johnson has played a ton of football at LSU. As a matter of fact, over 2 seasons, he's played in every game. Played in all 13 games last year. He's played in all 12 games this year. So he's been a guy that's been willing to move positions, to do whatever he had to do. I love the tweet that he pinned at the top of his Twitter account, where this is from December of 2024, where he said, "I just want to bring a natty to the boot." It's the one thing you wanted. You know, it's one of the things that a lot of these guys who are from Louisiana that signed with LSU, this is their thing. They want to play at LSU and represent the state of Louisiana, and Juwan Johnson's in that number. But my guess is here, he's going to look in the portal for an opportunity to go play quarterback somewhere. And when you think about where that leaves LSU right now at quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier's out of eligibility. Juwan Johnson's in the portal. Colin Hurley is not currently with the team. He's taken an indefinite leave for personal matters. No telling if he'll be back. And that really only leaves Michael Van Buren. You know, you have Emil Picarella, who's a preferred walk-on, but Van Buren's the only scholarship quarterback. And, I mean, if you watched over the last month of the season, everyone who was hyped for Michael Van Buren, I don't suspect you're as excited today as you were when Van Buren got that first start, for a lot of the reasons that I and everyone who saw this team practice in fall camp told you. Like, he's got a long way to go to be a good starting quarterback in the SEC. And you could just look at the output of the offense. If you thought Van Buren was going to fix it, it just didn't happen. He scored 9 points against Alabama, 23 against the worst defense in the SEC in Arkansas, 13 against one of the worst defenses in Conference USA in Western Kentucky. And then he scored 13 at Oklahoma. So I don't think Lane Kiffin's sitting there going, we got MVB. We're set. You didn't sign a quarterback in the 2026 class in the early signing period. So you have one scholarship quarterback. There's no telling even if Van Buren's going to be back. So they are going to have to go into the transfer portal and get quarterbacks in this transfer portal class. So I know everyone's brought up Sam Leavitt. Of course, Leavitt started his career at Michigan State. He spent the last 2 years at Arizona State. A year ago, got Arizona State into the college football playoff. A regression this year, but a guy with a ton of experience. There's the two Ole Miss quarterbacks, Trinidad Chambliss and Austin Simmons. Simmons is a young guy who actually went to SEC Media Days this year, started the season, lost his job due to injury when Chambliss Wally pipped him for all intents and purposes. And then there's Chambliss. Chambliss, as I understand it, is super loyal, not only to Kiffin, but to Charlie Weiss Jr., who is Kiffin gets the credit, but as I understand it, talking to folks at Ole Miss, that it's actually Charlie Weiss Jr. is the one that kind of has the relationship there with Trinidad Chambliss. So if Chambliss gets an extra year of eligibility, goes in the portal, LSU would be a very natural landing spot. If not, if Chambliss gets an extra year, stays at Ole Miss, maybe Simmons goes into the portal and finds his way to LSU. I think all that's very indefinite. But here's what I would say, and this is the biggest reason for optimism if you're LSU. There's 12 teams in the college football playoff this year, right? There's 12 teams that are about to compete in the college football playoff. If I asked you, do you know how many of those 12 are quarterbacked by first-year transfer starters? Do you know? Shout it out. You're driving, you're walking, you're sitting at your desk, whatever. Say it out loud. 12 teams. How many of the 12, just guess, how many of the 12 are quarterbacked by first-year transfer starters? It's 6. It's half the field. Fernando Mendoza's in his first year at Indiana. He's going to win the Heisman Trophy, by the way. Carson Beck's in his first year at Miami. Dante Moore's in his first year at Oregon. Trinidad Chambliss is in his first year at Ole Miss. Rhett Slaff is in his first year at Tulane. And John Mateer is in his first year at Oklahoma. 6. Half the field is made up of first-year transfer starting quarterbacks. And asterisk next to Julian Sayin, who's a first-year starter, but he's been at Ohio State for 2 years. Of course, he was behind Will Howard last year when they won the national championship. So 7 starters or transfers. 6 of them are first-year transfers at their current school, leading their team to the college football playoff. So, get asked a bunch, how much rope does Lane Kiffin have? How much grace period does Lane Kiffin have? Not much. I mean, if Kurt Signetti can take over the worst job in the history, the losingest program in the history of college football, and in year 1 have him in the playoff, and then year 2 have him undefeated, ranked number 1 with the Heisman Trophy winner, and in the playoff, there's no reason Lane Kiffin, with all the resources LSU is going to give him, can't do the same thing, especially when LSU is not a total teardown rebuild like it was when Brian Kelly showed up. Played a bowl game with 38 scholarship players, back-to-back non-winning seasons. I mean, you're not in as dire straits now as you were post-Ogeron heading into Brian Kelly. And Kelly very rapidly turned LSU around. A big reason was he hit in the portal on a transfer quarterback in Jaden Daniels. Lane Kiffin's got to go do the same thing. Juwan Johnson out. Tigers got work to do, big-time work to do, come January 2nd when that portal window opens. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Up and Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, and the official beer of the New Orleans Saints. If you're heading to that Christmas party, that holiday party, make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. If you're hosting a party at your house, make sure you got plenty of the officially licensed LSU cans or 16-ounce aluminum bottles. Whether you're watching the game or just hanging out, maybe you're going to your favorite watering hole or restaurant, make sure you drink plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of your New Orleans Saints. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll knock out a quick break. The New Orleans Saints are getting ready to welcome the Carolina Panthers. We do have an updated participation report from Wednesday's practice as the team hit the field for the first time and advanced their rematch with Carolina. We'll tell you who of those key injuries was out there here on this Hump Day. That's next on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance, Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, if you're hosting an event, there's no better place in Baton Rouge than Renaissance Baton Rouge. And it doesn't matter what size event. Remember, they got more than 13,000 square feet of meeting space at Renaissance Baton Rouge. It's incredible. Their grand ballroom alone can host up to 500 people. So it really doesn't matter what size or scale event or type of event you're trying to host. It's a wedding reception, Renaissance Baton Rouge. If it's an awards banquet or a fundraiser, Renaissance Baton Rouge. Maybe you need a boardroom for a dozen people. They have gorgeous corporate boardrooms equipped with all the technology you need. They can even serve your meals in the boardroom if that's what you need. If you're having like a work retreat, Renaissance Baton Rouge. Right there on Bluebonnet, convenient to I-10, so it's easy to get around Baton Rouge, across from the mall in Perkins Row, Tallulah, the gorgeous restaurant inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. They got everything, y'all. It's right there on Bluebonnet. Check them out. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the Lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the Lake.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
First and foremost, you start off with our run game, and it was about blocking to the second level. Demario Davis, Pete Werner, these are guys that I really respect. Making sure we get a hat on their best tacklers, in the different phases. I didn't think we did a great job of that. And from a physical standpoint, we couldn't run the ball on them. They ran the ball on us eventually, and they beat us at our own game. We want to play a physical style of football, and they did a great job, and that's the challenge in front of us.
This is Dave Canales talking about what went wrong for the Panthers in their first matchup with the Saints in Charlotte last month. And, that whole week leading into that game, all the talk was about Rico Dowdle and the amazing month that he was having. and the Saints just suffocated Carolina. The Panthers put up just 7 points on their home field. Carolina ran the ball 23 times for 73 yards. It was a mighty impressive performance for the New Orleans Saints defensively. Carolina led that game 7-0 and never scored again. It was crazy. Tyler Shuck, that was his first career win, 19 of 27 for 2 touchdowns. It wasn't overwhelming, but the Saints as a team played really well. They were wearing the all whites that day too, which I can kind of get on board with. But you got to do a better job with that helmet. Like, you got to match the goals. Don't. I'm not going down that path. Anyway, bottom line is, the Saints had a great game plan the first go-round against Carolina, executed it, won the game. It's one of the really interesting things about divisional games. The teams know each other so well. You play each other twice a year. So it's almost like a best-of-7 series in the playoffs in the NBA. When you keep playing the same team, it's how do you adjust in that given game? And so that's always sort of the game within the game. So it rarely, if ever, goes the same way twice. You just think about what we just saw with the Saints and the Bucks. The first go-round, the Saints lost at home 23-3 against Tampa. This one, 24-20, the Saints win. You had a different quarterback, much better game plan offensively as the Saints were able to move the ball a bit in the slot. Played very sound football. So just it very seldom goes the same way twice. So how might this game be different? It'll be fascinating to see as it plays out. Canales was also clear, man. Talked about how what he thinks of Kellen Moore and this squad, despite the 3-10 record.
If you look at the totality of their body of work, this is a defense that's been playing really good football for a long time. They've found an identity offensively, and you look back to our game, they had some big wins in some third down situations. But if you look at their run game to finish the game, they had variety, they sustained long drives, and they've really found a way to play really good football. And so I respect that and I understand that. And, when you look at some of the margins of some of their losses, there was a couple of big ones, but for the most part, they're battling, and a team will make a play or two, and, I think about us, we have 3 walk-off field goals, and how close the NFL is in general, and how hard it is to win. So I know what we're facing on Sunday. I know what we're going up against, and I respect this team, and I know our players, they understand as well, the challenge we have in front of us.
By the way, Canales mentioned those close games. Crazy stat. Panthers are 10-4 in their last 14 in one-score games. Their last 14 one-score games are 10-4. So they found a way to win those close games. See how it goes on Sunday. We do have a participation report from Wednesday's practice I want to get to in just a second. There was some good news for New Orleans as a starter was back at practice today. It's not the full injury report, but we do have the participation report, so I'll get to that in just a second. Let me remind you about First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Moving here toward the end of 2025, but maybe in 2026, one of your first priorities is going to be buying land. Maybe you already own land. If that's the case, a lot of people who are land buyers already own land, so you could take equity in your current property, roll it into your new property. It doesn't matter where you are in Louisiana or anywhere. First South Farm Credit can help you buy land anywhere in the contiguous 48. Ton of business in the New Orleans area. Maybe you live in the city, you get married, you have a family, you want to move to the North Shore, as so many are, work in the city, enjoy the rural lifestyle. You can do that. You want to buy 100 acres in Tangipahoa? Well, there's got an office in Amite. They can help you out. It's First South Farm Credit. So log on to firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. So Taliesin Fuaga returned to Saints practice on Wednesday as the Saints get ready to take on Carolina. This would be a major boost if they're able to get him out there. Now, Fuaga did participate in a limited capacity at times last week, but did not play in the win against Tampa. Asim Richards started, but then Richards himself was injured in that game against Tampa. So you were down to your third right tackle in that game. So in this game against Carolina, if in fact you get Taliesin Fuaga back, that'd be fantastic. There were only 2 players that were not seen during the media portion. Again, we'll wait till later in the day when we get the full injury report to know who was limited, full, in, out, severity of injury, all that stuff. But Alvin Kamara did not practice. Neither did Asim Richards. I should clarify, they were not there during the open portion to the media practice. So Kamara not available. Devin Neal, Audric Estime, Evan Hull continued to work at running back on Wednesday for New Orleans. And then Justin Reed was also back at practice. He was not participating, but he was there kind of working on the side with the coaching staff. So no helmet, but he was there. So we'll see to what degree he might be listed in an official injury report capacity, and if they might be able to ramp him up and get him ready to go this weekend, again, to be determined. But Fuaga returned to practice, which was great news. Only Kamara and Richards absent here on Wednesday. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. That's yourgoodwood.com. We are going to go around the SEC here in just a smidge, get you caught up with what's going on around the conference. Also, Willie Fritz, the Houston head coach, had his media availability to preview the Texas Bowl like Frank Wilson did a day ago. So we'll let you hear some of what the Houston Cougars head coach had to say in advance of the game against the LSU Tigers. We're going to head to Charlotte in about 45 minutes. Our buddy Julian Council will be here from Locked On Panthers. He'll preview Carolina. Tim Brando in Hour 3. Ton to do. Glad you're hanging out with us here. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Y'all, check out River City's 1 Hour Air. Your temperatures are dropping, and the last thing in the world you want is for your heater not to keep up. So make sure that your heater is ready. Keep telling you about the full heater tune-up and safety inspection. You can save $30 off that heater tune-up and safety inspection, or $30 off any heating repair when you mention the show at River City's 1 Hour Air. Keep your home safe. Keep your system running efficiently. Keep your family comfortable during the long, cold weather months. Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. For River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
A day ago, the SEC announced their all-conference teams. There were 6 LSU players on the 3 teams. Today, the individual awards were announced. Tomorrow, Thursday, it'll be the freshman all-SEC team that'll be announced. But the individual awards, maybe no great surprise here when I run through them. Diego Pavia, the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, the Defensive Player of the Year. Tate Sandell, the kicker from Oklahoma, is the Special Teams Player of the Year. Braylon Stanley from Tennessee was the SEC Freshman of the Year. Trinidad Chambliss, one of the great stories in college football this year, was the Newcomer of the Year in the conference. And then the Jacobs Blocking Trophy was shared with Caden Proctor and Trey Zune. Proctor from Bama, Zune from Texas A&M. Nick Rinaldi, the Scholar Athlete of the Year. If you're not familiar, he's from Vanderbilt, because of course he is. And then Clark Lee, Coach of the Year. How about Vanderbilt? Offensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Scholar Athlete of the Year. It is a new day, in fact. And I also think it's interesting, with Clark Lee, because his agent is Jimmy Sexton, and we detailed a lot of this throughout the whole Lane Kiffin saga as that was consistently developing and evolving. But one of the things that a coaching carousel does is it gives coaches an opportunity and agents an opportunity to negotiate new deals and raises for their clients when agents successfully get their client's name mentioned for other jobs. And I don't know if Clark Lee ever really intended to leave Vanderbilt. Very wise of Vanderbilt, by the way, to give him an extension and lock him in. But in Florida was interested. I mean, that was a pivot that Florida had whenever it was clear earlier to me than it was to Florida, that Lane Kiffin was going to pick LSU. But when they pivoted and Florida moved on, one of the names that they mentioned was Clark Lee. And Brent Key was another at Georgia Tech. Well, both Clark Lee and Brent Key both have Jimmy Sexton as their agent. Both ended up getting raises at their current places. And also, like a guy like Clark Lee, who's an alum, Brent Key, an alum, I think it'll be so fascinating to see in this era, because I don't know. I mean, it's just something that time will tell how this can continue to evolve. Because someone like Kurt Cignetti is proving you can win at Indiana, Clark Lee is proving you can win at Vanderbilt in this era, do you see coaches more willing to stay? I mean, it's one of the things that a guy like, when Pat McAfee was arguing to Lane Kiffin so earnestly, like, stay at Ole Miss, that was sort of his point, is the game's changed. You don't have to go to LSU to win a championship anymore. You could do it at Ole Miss. Now, I don't know if I believe that. You can get in a 12-team playoff at Ole Miss. I don't know if you can win the national championship. Certainly not compete for it consistently like you can in a place that is more resource-rich. Like, let's not forget Ohio State, Georgia. Like, there's still mainstays in this thing. So there is and will continue to be benefit of being at these stable programs with great resources, more so than being at an Indiana or an Ole Miss or a Vanderbilt. But it will be interesting test case to see if these coaches do pass on opportunities from the perceived top 12, 15 jobs or so in the country to remain at places like Georgia Tech or Vanderbilt because they think they can win there. And it's worth noting. I mean, Kurt Cignetti signed his extension at Indiana. He's staying there. Lee has an extension. I mean, all these guys have signed extensions at their current schools to stay put. Can they consistently make them a contender? And the other thing that we mentioned plenty throughout the Kiffin saga was the new era of NIL and that evolution and how that may change these conversations, because it's not just about funding a collective anymore. You've got to be able to funnel that money from your NIL budget to the players through legitimate NIL opportunities with businesses. So it's great if you raise $20 million for your roster through NIL, but can you actually get that money to the student athletes in a legitimate way through the NIL Go Clearinghouse? Well, schools with bigger brands are going to have more of an opportunity to do that. And I think that's one of the I know that's one of the concerns Lane Kiffin had, was that as he's projecting, thinking college football is going to revert to being the blue bloods in positions of power because of the new NIL. If conceivably, national brands would much rather do a deal with a player at LSU than at Georgia Tech, right? That makes sense. It's just a much bigger brand, or Vanderbilt, or Indiana. Like, honestly, answer this question honestly. Fernando Mendoza is going to win the Heisman on Saturday. How many people before Saturday could have picked Fernando Mendoza out of the lineup without his helmet on? Like, truly, could you have picked Fernando Mendoza out of a lineup without his helmet on before Saturday? Watching a game that 20 million people watch with number 1 versus number 2 and it going the way it did? Few and far between. A lot of people know what Arch Manning looks like. He's a quarterback of a Texas team that's not going to the playoff. Brand. It matters. So, just an interesting thing to watch, but what a year for guys like Trinidad Chambliss at Ole Miss and Clark Lee and Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt with their national awards. Again, the freshman All-SEC team will be announced on Thursday. We certainly fully expect that DJ Pickett will be on there and quite possibly a name like Harlan Berry. So we'll know tomorrow, the freshman All-SEC team. All right, it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC in just a second. Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com, y'all, we near the end of the year, which means they got to move inventory, which means as the 2026s arrive, the 2025's got to go. It's a great time to go make a deal at South Point Volkswagen. Volkswagen Deal Day is going on 2025. Taos, how about 0% for 60 months? It's 5 years, y'all. 0% for 60 months? Is that a typo? Can't be. It's on the graphic on the website. Go test drive one today at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland, or online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Chris Lowe's reporting Tennessee is expected to hire Jim Knowles as the new defensive coordinator. Knowles was at Penn State this past season, of course, out with the firing of James Franklin. Prior to that, he was at Ohio State, where he had the Buckeyes number 1 nationally in scoring defense and number 2 in 2023.
The Texas Longhorns.
Texas has fired running backs coach Chad Scott after just 1 season in Austin. Longhorns really struggled on the ground. It was the worst rushing performance statistically in 81 years in Austin. Jabbar Jalouk, Markel Blackwell from South Carolina, a couple of names to watch as potential replacements.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Darren Wilson will return as secondaries coach there at Arkansas. He spent last season at Florida. Matt Zenitz first to report this. He left Arkansas after 2024 to take the DC job at Georgia State, but then took the secondary job at Florida after that was offered to him. 2023, Razorbacks are 4th in the SEC in pass defense. It was the best defensive effort by Arkansas since 2011. So Darren Wilson headed back to Fayetteville.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Jeff Lebby's announced quarterback Blake Shapen will not be with Mississippi State for the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Of course, State 5-7, but bowl game opt-outs open the door for State to play in a bowl game. Kamario Taylor, the freshman, will start after starting the Egg Bowl against Ole Miss. Shapen played in 11 games for Mississippi State this year with 2,400 yards and 15 touchdowns.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia has adjusted some future scheduling here. They've announced their 2026-2027 home and home series with Louisville and the 2033-2034 home and home with NC State. They've both been canceled. Georgia and Louisville are looking to play a neutral game site at a later date. We'll see. And Georgia's also approached Florida State about scrapping their 27-28 series. There is a conversation about a neutral site matchup there with the Seminoles as well.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
And tight end Cole Lumpras out of New Jersey, he committed to Alabama. The number 17 tight end in the country is the fourth commit for 2027. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. We're presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Hey, gents, if you are on hormone replacement therapy presently, strongly recommend you give Goodwood a look and maybe change and switch your provider. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. There's some clinics that charge you like a membership fee. They don't charge that. So if you're paying a membership fee, by the way, leave now. Run away. Run and hide. That's ridiculous. Number two, Goodwood has the lowest prices. And we're talking about a commodity. It's the same product. If you're on Cypionate, Enanthate, whatever your testosterone is that you take, you get the same thing. It's the same product. It's a commodity. So who's going to sell to you the cheapest? Who's going to give you the best service? Well, that's Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. And also, every 6 months when you do your blood labs, because, you got to do your blood work every 6 months, they don't charge you for the blood work. Goodwood picks up that expense. There's no reason not to switch. I did. You should as well. At least check them out. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Especially, man, if you're paying a membership fee where you go to get your HRT, there's no need. Get the same product, cheaper with better service. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Real quick, I want to circle back to the Georgia thing, canceling the upcoming series with Louisville and with Florida State and NC State. We talked about this when the SEC went to 9 games, and we had Verge on the show. This was at the time when Verge was not LSU athletic director, Verge Osbury. He was associate AD, and he was in charge of football scheduling. But he came on the show, and we talked about this at great length. And he explained, it was so obvious the league was going to go to 9 games. And so all of these schools that had been scheduling future non-conference series, it was foolish because you were going to ultimately end up canceling all of these, especially the ones who had built-in rivalry games. Like Georgia plays Georgia Tech every year. So that's going to satisfy your Power 4 agreement. Well, you go to a 9-game schedule and you play Georgia Tech, you're also going to play Louisville, Florida State, or NC State. No. So it was very short-sighted of a lot of these SEC programs that were scheduling these home-and-home series in advance. Florida's done it as well. They've had to cancel series that they had scheduled because they're not giving up their game with Florida State, and they're not going to put themselves at a competitive disadvantage by playing 2 Power 4 non-conferences in addition to the 9-game league schedule. So a lot of these schools have a lot of undoing to do and probably buying out of a lot of these deals, but Georgia is the latest with more to come. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Let me knock out a quick break, y'all. Wrap up hour number 1. Taylor Calandro will be here for a little Bourbon Dictionary. Got your booze questions. Email us, tweet us, text us. 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Bourbon Dictionary is next.
After further review.
If you're thinking of selling your home, you need to call Darren James. Why? Well, there's tons of reasons. Let me count the ways. How about the fact that Darren's on the Wall Street Journal's list, top 1% of realtors in America on the transaction side? Number 14 in the country. Number 14 in the country. Say that again slowly. Darren James, Baton Rouge, number 14 in America on the transaction side. I mean, there's only 13 agents in the entire country that close more deals every year than Darren. He's number 1 in Louisiana. Also, working with Darren obligates you to nothing. If at any point you're not thrilled, he'll let you out of the contract free and clear. And he guarantees he'll sell your home. Sit down with Darren. You agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash or he'll sell it for free. What are you waiting on? Need to sell your home fast for the most amount of money? You need Darren James. Agent225.com. That's agent225.com.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with extra cane sauce, no slaw, 2 extra toast, and a half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There's breaking news. We're going to get to Taylor in just a second. There's breaking news in college football, and it is really significant. And I think the tentacles are going to reach even further than this initial story. All of the national writers right now have it, but Michigan has fired Sharon Moore with cause. And there's a report that he had an inappropriate relationship with a student worker. And I will be very candid with you that I was tipped off to this weekend. Obviously did not confirm it. I don't have contacts in Michigan to be able to do enough digging to confirm this, but I was tipped off to this weekend. I'm not sure I fully believed it, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think the first thing that everyone here will go to is, well, Bryce Underwood, will he enter the portal? Maybe. I have no idea. The other part that was most interesting to me, as it would relate to our audience here, is that not only was Sharon Moore going to be fired with cause for having an inappropriate relationship with a student worker, and actually, as I understand it, it's even deeper than that. Let's say the ramifications of the relationship with this student worker, without saying any more, maybe it'll come out when it does. But the same person that told me this on Saturday, that Sharon Moore was going to be fired for cause, told me that the expectation is that Kalen DeBoer would be the number one target for Michigan. I've sat on this for 4 days, obviously, because I had no way to validate if it's true. Now that this part of it's true, the other part is certainly has infinitely more credibility to it, knowing the first part was accurate. So that is not to say that Kalen DeBoer will take the job, that Michigan will offer it, or anything along those lines, or that he has any interest. It's just to say you better believe he's going to be on the list, because the person that told me on Saturday that Sharon Moore was going to be fired for cause told me DeBoer would be the number one target in that search. So buckle up, because one of the premier jobs in college football is now open, and most any coach is at least going to answer the phone if Michigan calls. So how might that go? See. And then there's also still the possibility of Marcus Freeman, who's the betting favorite to be the next coach of the New York Football Giants. So you could still in this cycle have both Michigan and Notre Dame come open. Stay tuned. Okay, hit it.
They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Yo, man, how are you?
Good. What's up?
How about that?
Yeah, dude. That's the first I've heard about that at all, obviously.
Yeah, it just broke. It literally just broke minutes ago. Nobody's heard about that.
Dave Portnoy's still at Michigan, and so is Larry Ellison. So,
yeah, not worried about them. All right, what's new?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That threw me all off. I was very invested.
Good luck doing my job, huh? How about that? Like, now you just got to keep, no worries, I just got to do 2 hours and 9 more minutes. Huh?
We got some new stuff from Pinhook. It's called True Small Batch.
Nice.
One of them, and obviously it's hard to find information about any of this stuff. I haven't tried them either. I think they call it True Small Batch because they're just pulling from like 2 to 6 barrels from what I've read. Which I don't know what distinguishes that from a regular small batch, but maybe that's where they're going with all this stuff. But one of them's with Castle and Key, and the other one's called Triple Double. They're around $100 each. I think one of them's like 90, but $100 each. I haven't tried them. And as far as proof, they're like 120 proof each. Now, I did read 1 or 2 reviews about the Castle and Key when they said they're pretty good. So they're very new to me. They're very new to us. And most of the time, Pinhook stuff's pretty good. So, and also, I haven't talked about this. It's not necessarily super new, but we got Angel's Envy Rye. It's small batch. It's a limited run thing. Yeah, I can't remember what regular small batch. Regular rye is. I think it's 100 proof, but this one's 104. I think it's vice versa. I don't know which one's which, but the cool thing about this one is it's not $100 or $130. This one's $65.
Okay.
For people that want to try Angel's Envy Rye, it's very similar. I got to try it. It's very similar. So, and it's almost half the price.
Awesome.
So,
all right. We got a few minutes. Get some questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Craig said, ask Taylor, were you one of the 3 stores to get a bottle of King of Kentucky?
We have not gotten a bottle of King of Kentucky, no.
What's going on with the allocation, by the way? But the raffle was supposed to be tomorrow, but it's been pushed because the allocation is not coming in.
They're just delayed. It's happened. I don't know if it happened last year. I can't remember when we did the raffle. I think we did it before New Year's, though. But it's happened a couple. I think we've had to do it after the first once or twice before.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're pushing it back until after the first of the year. I don't even know when, just whenever the allocation comes. It might even be in the spring. That's what I was talking about yesterday. So.
Yeah, I popped into the store yesterday, and I love that idea. By the way, of course, Calandro sold their Perkins location, so they're singularly at the original location on Government Street, and you all own that parking lot. So you were talking about doing maybe potentially like a parking lot event, which would be amazing.
Yeah, and if it drags on into spring, then that would be ideal. So I don't know. This is just throwing stuff against the wall, but yeah, we couldn't do that at Perkins Road because we didn't own the building. So
I literally have like 55 seconds before I'm gonna hit a hard break. The Sharon Moore thing ate up all our time. So just tell me the best thing to drink at a holiday party.
Dude, you know what? It's funny you ask this because I was going through social media the other day. you need to type in, everybody needs to type in Martha Stewart's eggnog recipe on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's like the first video. It looks like it's like early 2000s, late 90s. Go make that. It's hilarious, first of all, the amount of bourbon she puts in it.
Not a bad.
It's a great video. Martha Stewart's eggnog recipe. Go look it up.
All right, I got to go. See ya.
See you, Matt.
All right, that's Taylor Calandro. Sports Center's coming up. We get you caught up on national headlines. Michigan fires Sharon Moore for cause. No doubt they'll have more on that.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. This is industrial generator power. Man, an amazing company, too. It's been so incredible to learn their story over at Arco Power Systems. Just their size and scope and scale, because they're a company right here in Baton Rouge on Airline Highway. But they have offices up to Little Rock and east to Mobile and west to San Antonio and all over. And it doesn't matter what industry that you're in, Arco Power Systems serves you if you need standby generator power. Nursing homes, grocery stores, hospitals, hotels, banks, chemical plants, gas stations, universities, governments, municipalities. Basically, if you're a commercial or industrial facility and you need standby generator power, Arco Power Systems can help. They have turnkey solutions as well. Check them out at Arco.com. ARCCO, Arco.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Michigan has fired football coach Sharon Moore for cause. A university investigation found he engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Biff Poggi is interim coach. Quarterback Phillip Rivers practiced with the Colts today. Indy banged up at QB, seriously considering playing the 44-year-old Sunday in Seattle if he shows himself worthy in this week's practices. Coach Shane Steichen said they'll see how it goes and make a decision at the end of the week. The mental part of the game, no problem for Rivers, says ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday.
Neck up, man, he's going to be just fine. Like, he's seen it. He knows defenses. He knows what guys are trying to disguise as. Against air, it's going to look great, right? Against scout team, it's going to look fantastic. When you go get them dudes who get paid a lot of money to not let that happen, they start jumping routes and get physical receivers, and the timing gets off, and now you got to worry about pressure bearing down on you.
Jeff Saturday on Unsportsmanlike. Rivers last played in an NFL game January of 2021. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels, left elbow injury, will not play on Sunday against the Giants.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, Rich Paul said LeBron James and the Lakers aren't contenders. I'll tell you why he's right. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Let up to Charlotte in about 13 minutes. Julian Council locked on Panthers. We're going to look at the Saints' opponent this weekend. The wild story, if you're just joining us, heard there in SportsCenter at the top of the hour. Sharon Moore has been fired for cause at Michigan for an inappropriate relationship with a student. Well, what I should say, if I read the statement from the University of Michigan directly, Michigan football coach Sharon Moore has been terminated with cause effective immediately following a university investigation. Credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This conduct constitutes clear violation of university policy, and UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Biff Poggi has been appointed head football coach in an interim capacity effective immediately. Yeah, I don't have a ton more to add. I mentioned it as we were going to the top of the hour there, but I get a lot of calls, often that they're rumors and they're wild, and you never really know what to believe, and you end up following a lot of different weird leads, and most of them dry up and there's nothing to them. But I did get a call on Saturday. I can tell you exactly where I was. I went to Chris's Specialty Foods to pick up a steak to throw on the grill, and I was driving home. And I got a call from someone who told me that. Actually gave me more detail into that I'm not going to share, because at this point that's rumor mongering that I can't confirm. But this part of it clearly is now, Michigan has acknowledged that it was an inappropriate relationship, but apparently there is more. Notably, the result of the relationship, and also the family of the student. Anyway. So I think there's more there that we're going to find out. But the other thing, maybe of greater consequence, that this person shared with me was that the target to replace Moore, this was Saturday, was going to be Kalen DeBoer. I rolled my eyes. It's okay, yeah, sure. But the more improbable part of that story has already happened now, with Sharon Moore being fired for cause, and Michigan's looking for a head coach. So There are clearly two things here that are pieces that, for us anyway, here in our little corner of the world in Louisiana and SEC country, the two things, number one, would be that. I mean, the Michigan job is open. We can have all the conversation we want about Sharon Moore and all this stuff, whatever. I mean, to whatever degree you care. But of greater consequence is the Michigan job is open. And there are going to be a lot of coaches interested in taking the Michigan job. So could that be Kalen DeBoer? Maybe. That's what this person told me on Saturday, was that he was going to be their top target. To reiterate, I want to be very clear, because I know how things get clipped and heard and said. I want to be very clear. I have no idea whatsoever if DeBoer would be interested in Michigan, who else would be on the list. I'm just telling you that the person who 4 days ago told me Sharon Moore was going to be fired for cause that I kind of rolled my eyes and laughed at, also told me DeBoer was going to be their top target. So I'm paying attention. Let's just say I'm paying attention now. The other part of it that I think is super relevant here is Bryce Underwood. Now, Bryce Underwood started the entire season at Michigan this year as a freshman, and he did not have a great year. I mean, that is a fair assessment. Michigan was an underwhelming team, and Underwood was part of that. Bryce Underwood threw for 2,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He ran for 5 touchdowns, by the way. But look, it's unenviable. It's a true freshman stepping right in and being the starting quarterback in Michigan. That's not easy. But he's the same guy with the tremendous skill set and upside. So with Sharon Moore no longer in Michigan, I don't know what the Oracle dollars still look like, but it's worth paying attention to see who the next coach is going to be at Michigan. Now, the coaching staff that had a relationship with Bryce Underwood is no longer in Baton Rouge. That was primarily Joe Sloan's relationship. I feel like Joe Sloan spent more time in Michigan, probably than the Michigan coaching staff did, seeing Bryce Underwood. But Bryce came to Baton Rouge, was it 9 times on his own? So a coaching change, tumult, something like this could certainly cause a disruption there. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to consider that. And LSU is in desperate need of a quarterback. Quarterbacks, plural. And maybe it's Sam Leavitt. Maybe it ends up being one of the guys from Ole Miss, Chambliss, Austin Simmons, follows Lane Kiffin here. I don't know. But if you don't at least go kick the tires on Bryce Underwood and say, hey, you were committed here for a year, man. You got your year of experience up there. Your coach is gone. You want to come back down? Portal opens in 3 weeks. It's worth making that phone call. I mean, I'm sure they still got his agent's number on speed dial. You still got people in the building to have it. So, boy, that's jarring, man. Like, I just get like I'm pausing, and forgive me. I'm not trying to just have dead air here. I'm sorry, but we just went through a thing with Lane Kiffin and the LSU coaching search and all that stuff for 6 weeks, where every day of my life for 6 weeks I got ridiculous calls and texts and all the rumors, all the stupidity that people, Lane Kiffin bought a house, Knox is already enrolled here or there, like all the stupidity that some of you read on the internet and believe, which is just stupidity. And you end up chasing your tail and trying to vet a lot of things that just because you don't want to leave any stone unturned. I would have never believed that when I got that call on Saturday. But But my goodness. Jerome Moore fired for cause for the exact reason I was told, and that person told me DeBoer would be their top target. So Michigan's open. What Notre Dame could come open if Marcus Freeman decides that he wants to taste the NFL with the Giants. And gigantic if, again, I don't have any insight into what DeBoer would do. I have no insight at all. I'm being very honest. I'm spitballing here. But if DeBoer were to leave, then Alabama comes open. And what happens there? I mean, we could be on the verge of the second spinning of this coaching carousel cycle with some of the biggest brands in the world. Michigan already open. See what direction they go. My goodness. Okay, it's after further review. I do want to talk about a few other things related to Lane Kiffin's staff. He did have a special teams coaching target at Football Ops today. We reported that over at LouisianaSports.net. Wilson Alexander is reporting new contract numbers for Charlie Weiss Jr. And my goodness, are they just stroking checks left and right now? And the latest on LSU search for a defensive tackles coach, with Elijah Robinson now clearly being targeted by Nebraska and Penn State. So I'll get to all of that here in about 20 minutes. Let me knock out a quick break. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLRMC.com/LSU. OLRMC.com/LSU. Of course, our friends over at Our Lady of the Lake welcome Coach Kiffin and his family to Baton Rouge, and as they ramp up to get the Tigers ready to get back to their championship status, the championship health partners at Our Lady of the Lake do that every single day for champions on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life every single day, like you and me. I tell you all the time, my personal physician is Dr. Curtis Chastain, part of the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. Drew sees specialists over at Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. We trust the lake, and you should as well. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, y'all, it is after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. 1 hour from right now, Tim Brando will be on the show. Got to get Tim's thoughts on the Sharon Moore situation, what direction that's not why we had Tim booked, but my goodness, is it relevant now? We'll knock out a quick break, come back, we'll head up to Charlotte. Julian Council will join us, Locked on Panthers. Stick around, it's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood, men's sexual wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. I tell you all the time about hormone replacement therapy. Men, it's worth the blood test. Do a simple blood test, let you know if you're a candidate for HRT. You want to feel like your younger self, hormone replacement therapy can help you do it. I'm talking about as you age, you find it harder to build muscle. You find it harder to burn fat. Do you find it harder to sleep through the night? Do you find yourself getting lethargic throughout the day? You don't have great waking energy? What about a low libido? All of that is part of the aging process that literally happens to every human. Well, hormone replacement therapy can safely, affordably supplement you to get you to healthy levels so you can feel and have your body act like it did when you were younger and healthy and vibrant. Who wouldn't want to feel that way? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you do it. yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. They're on Drusilla in Baton Rouge and online at yourgoodwood.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
This menu is a masterpiece, delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raisin Cane's!
Let's go!
The party is saved!
Peter, Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raisin Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at $17.70.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Who dat say they're gonna beat them Saints? Let's head behind enemy lines to preview this week's matchup.
Julian Council, Locked On Panthers, good enough to join us. Yo, man, how are you?
Good, Matt. Good, man. Just sitting here seeing Sharon Moore just got fired. So, like, my God, this college football thing never takes a break.
Man, I was sharing with our audience, Julian, that I got a call on Saturday. I mean, you know how this works. Like, your rumors and reports and just stuff. But I got a call on Saturday from someone I trust, but still almost impossible to believe, who told me Moore was going to get fired for cause for having an inappropriate relationship. Actually gave me some more details that I'm not going to share because that's rumor at this point. But and that Kalen DeBoer was going to be the top target. So I mean, I just kind of rolled my eyes and head patted the person. But damn, the more unbelievable part of the story is already true. I mean, so Michigan's open, and if they're able to get DeBoer away from Tuscaloosa, maybe after the playoff or whatever, Michigan, Bama might be open. What if Marcus Freeman does take the Giants job? Then Notre Dame would be open. My God, like this. That would be maybe the three biggest brands in the sport open all at once. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. And too, like, isn't DeBoer, like, aren't they kind of not happy in Tuscaloosa? Because they just had a bunch of people leave there to go to Oregon State. I get they're West Coast guys, but you're leaving Tuscaloosa, go to Oregon State after 2 years?
I don't know. I don't have a great sense. I mean, I don't know Kalen DeBoer at all. I don't know, But it does make sense, right? If you're primarily a West Coast person, it's just different down here, man. But whatever. We've seen it before. I mean, Dennis Franchione was at Alabama. He left to go to Texas A&M. Bama people didn't take kindly to that, but sometimes it's just a cultural fit that needs to make sense for a coach to be happy or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. We'll follow it. But that's definitely an incredible layer to the coaching carousel that we weren't expecting after it seemed as though the Kiffin domino fell. Everything else fell in place, and it felt like it was done. It ain't done, man.
No, it's never done. And can I just say this real quick before we talk about
Yeah.
Panthers and Saints and all of that.
This is way more
Bryce
interesting.
Underwood, is this possible? Like,
Yeah.
I understand last year it was tough, but like, could he now maybe be an LSU Tiger with all this that's going on? I know Larry Ellison's got the money and all that, but come on.
We just talked about it in the last segment before you came on.
Okay.
How do you rule it out? I mean, how do you rule it out? Hey, by the way, he had 9 touchdowns and 6 picks. Tough as a freshman, I get it, but
but he had the Michigan coaching. He had Chip Lindsey, who was calling plays for him. Being a North Carolina guy, I saw what Drake May looked like with Chip Lindsey.
Right.
So I'm just saying, Lane Kiffin's a little different thing,
right.
man.
No doubt. All right. Julian Council's with us, Locked On Panthers. All right, let's talk about this game and these teams, man. Look, the last time they played was incredible. Carolina was coming off a win at Lambeau, and the Saints went and plucked them. You picked them off there in Charlotte. Now Carolina's tied for the division lead. They got to come down to New Orleans. Give me the finger on the pulse right now going into this game for the Panthers, who were freaking tied for the division lead.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's actually funny because when I came on a month ago, you asked me what did Carolina need to do to win this game.
We played the soundbite.
Just show up.
Yeah.
I said just show up, and honestly, they must have been listening to the interview because those dudes did not take the Saints serious for the first time around. Like, Ike Ekwonu literally told us in the locker room, yeah, the attention to detail wasn't there throughout the week. So you're telling me that the Carolina Panthers, had the audacity to not be prepared to take a team lightly? Like, who do y'all think you are? And now fast forward to today, they're coming off yet another big win.
Yeah.
Pre-bye week against the Rams. And, yeah, like, they're tied for this thing. And looking at just how Tampa is trending, which is, like, not good, maybe, I know Vegas is not doing it, and it would be kind of foolish for me and you and really anybody to do as far as looking at Carolina being favored to win the division at this point in time, because I'm just not quite sure there. But, yeah, there's it's interesting. Like, the guys in the locker room, they're having that maturity about the situation. They're not trying to get too big-headed. They understand that they're in full control of their playoff fate, but they know there's an opportunity here, and they can see blood in the water as Tampa's come back to them.
Is Bryce Young good?
That's the question we ask ourselves every week, man. Like, 1 week, it's, wow, Bryce might be the guy. The next week, it's like, oh, my God, this guy's awful. And we are right now at the stage of Bryce might be the guy.
Right.
Is it going to circle back to, oh, buddy, this guy is terrible? Because you look at the game against Green Bay, like, he didn't really do anything, but he did make enough plays on that final drive to set him up in field goal range to get the win against the Packers. Then the Saints said, hey, can you beat us? And Bryce said, absolutely not. And all week after that, people were asking about whether Bryce was the right guy, how they were out on him, and all he does is throw for 448 yards, something that Cam Newton never did, something that Jake Delhomme, Louisiana guy, never did as well. And then we're right back to, okay, maybe Bryce is it. So I don't know. Like, I look at the quarterback market this offseason, whether it's guys come out of college, which I'm not really excited about any of those guys. And Carolina's probably not going to be in position to get anyone if there's anyone who's worth getting, honestly, in this draft. And then just the veteran market, you're going to trade for Mac Jones and think that's going to work out better for you. So he's probably back next year anyways. It's just as far as what they want to do with the fifth-year option, which they don't have to decide that until May. So right now it's really not a point that needs to be made, but I would think that that may be the best thing for them to do. So is he good? Some weeks, yes. Some weeks, definitely not. Most weeks, he's just okay.
Yeah. Julian Council's with us, Locked On Panthers. Does having the late bye mean anything, or what does this mean for Carolina at this point, coming off the late bye?
It's good for those guys to finally get not just a break, like physically, I just think mentally too, because you got to be locked in for. But that's been 20 straight weeks that these guys have been going at it since you look back at the end of July when they reported to camp. Was actually in the locker room today talking to Tedero McMillan about it. And he said it was actually perfect for him because looking at a college season, like the college season just ended, the regular season 2 weeks ago, and the Panthers kind of have their bye week right around the same time with conference championship weekend. So he felt like it was pretty normal. So for him to be able to get now a break, it's a little different, I would think, though, as far as college and the NFL, like a lot different. So he felt like it was actually a good time for him. And they haven't really been that banged up. J.C. Horn, he's in concussion protocol. Tomorrow's a big practice when they have the pads on for him to show that he's ready to go. By all accounts, sounds like that will be the case. And other than that, Rob Hunt is another guy they're looking to get back at some point in time. He won't be available this week as he's still on IR, but they talk about opening up his window. So just getting some guys a 1 week break, knowing back in May they saw that schedule, like, damn, it's going to be a grind just to get there to week 14 to get that break. So I just think it's just a nice reset mentally and physically, as this team also knows what's right there in front of them, and they can focus in game to game and making sure they close out the job here in the NFC South.
How different is Carolina than the team that the Saints saw in Charlotte on November the 9th?
Same team, man. That's the thing. They're the exact same team that they saw. Now, one of the focuses certainly will be on Sunday is finding a way to run the ball. And Dave Canales talked about that today where they really struggled was blocking at the second level. That was getting a hat on DeMario Davis, was getting a hat on Pete Warner. They didn't do that the first time around. They're going to absolutely focus on making sure that gets done. But this is a team, as we've seen this season, they could beat just about anybody. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. I thought going into that game, clear and away, this is the best team in the league. They're going to win a Super Bowl. And they go out there, and Matthew Stafford, who had thrown 28 straight touchdowns without an interception, throws a pick six on the next drive, throws an interception later on, gets strip sacked by Derek Brown and close that thing out. I was just stunned that this team could rise up and beat somebody like the Rams after some of the awful offensive performances we have seen so far this season. Now, I give New Orleans a lot of credit. While this is obviously not a good football team, there's enough veteran leadership, especially defensively, where these guys have continued to play at whatever standards possible for their level of the roster is at this point in time. So this is a Carolina team that has already shown that they can lose to New Orleans, even when they were a one-win team back a month ago. So the Panthers are good enough to beat anybody. They're also just average enough to play down to their competition, if we can even say the Carolina Panthers are playing down anybody at this stage of this rebuild. But still, yeah, they're pretty much the same team that you saw a couple weeks ago. It's just which team is going to show up.
There's 2 games left against Tampa. So Carolina controls its destiny with what they want to do, but the same is true for Tampa. So there's a game against Seattle sandwiched between the 2 games against Tampa. So how big, as you sort of play out the final month, right, this scenario, how big is this game Sunday against the Saints for Carolina?
Depending on what happens tomorrow night, this game could be absolutely massive. And it still is either way. But, like, if somehow the Falcons get it done, Carolina, all you got to do is win their next 2 games, and they've won the division with 2 weeks left, which is just an insane proposition. Now, it's the same case for Tampa. If Tampa takes care of business and Carolina goes and loses to New Orleans, which certainly is possible. Like, I'm not going to count that out. And Tampa wins next week, they take care of business. Now, when I look at things as far as just the tiebreakers in the NFC South, Carolina cannot win the common opponent tiebreaker. So if there's a way where they end up splitting with Tampa and both teams end up 10-7, meaning Tampa takes care of Atlanta, of course, you get that win against Carolina. They beat Miami. Carolina wins this Sunday against New Orleans. They get a win against Tampa, beat Seattle. If they're both 10-7, 4-2 in a division, Tampa will have the common opponent tiebreaker, and that will be solely based off of really the game against Arizona in Week 2 that Carolina lost. Because the Cardinals are a 3-10 football team. That's a team you should have beat. Tampa Bay beat them by 3 a couple weeks ago, but that will be the game that really haunts them in the end. There's a possibility if it's the Lions or the Bears that they fall apart that they could maybe get that 7 seed and win a tiebreaker there, the wild card, but that's pretty far-fetched, I think, at this point in time. So, yeah, this game's important, but really the 2 games against Tampa are the ones you got to have.
Yeah.
They can lose New Orleans, but as long as they beat Tampa twice, like, they're going to be totally fine. They can lose to Seattle. As long as they beat Tampa twice, they'll be totally fine to win the division. So, yeah, it's important. You don't want to come off of a bye, come off of another big win and fall flat like you have multiple times so far this season. So, yeah, it's important, but there's other games out there that could actually be more meaningful just looking at all scenarios over the next month.
Get him on Twitter at Julian Council, Locked on Panthers. Great week to go check out the pod if you haven't done it yet, as the Saints getting ready to take on the Panthers at the Dome Sunday, 3:25 Central. Okay, man, we always appreciate it, man. Thanks. Have a great one. Enjoy the game Sunday.
Yep, take care, Matt.
We appreciate it. That's Julian Council. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Tell you all the time, kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Maybe you got flu or COVID going through the office. Got a great way to get rid of it. School building, doctor's office. Let Parish come dry fog. Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Just go to the homepage, fill out the form on the homepage, and they'll get you that quote. It's faster, it's more cost-effective, it's more efficient. It's Parish Restoration. And they'll drive their Sprinter van up to your home, office, your vehicle, whatever you need fogged. The hose runs, it's all through the Sprinter van. They pull right up, they pull the hose out, they go through the whole building, fog the whole thing, close up the windows, the doors, let the fog dwell. As soon as it dissipates, boom, back in free, clear, clean, sanitized, clean smelling. parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. All right, it's After Further Review. we'll continue to get more reaction to the Sharon Moore story. If you're just joining us, haven't heard, Michigan has fired Sharon Moore for cause, an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. So we will continue to keep an eye on this and how this develops and evolves as one of the biggest jobs in college football is now open and who starts to garner interest. Let me not get a break. We'll come back. I do want to talk some LSU coaching staff stuff. An update on Charlie Weiss Jr.'s contract, an update on LSU search for a defensive line coach, and an update on a special teams coach target that was in Baton Rouge today I'll tell you about. That's all next on AFR.
AFR.
REV. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com. REV. Let'sRev.com. I love telling you about Rev because Rev is an amazing local company that's been around for 90 years, 90, nearly a century. They've evolved with the time. Listen, you got to have internet. We all know that, and we all hate slow, lagging internet speeds. So be done with that forever. Our friends over at Rev can make it happen. Speeds up to 5 gigs. We're talking about an all-fiber network, and there's 100% local service and support, so you're never routed to an overseas call center. And it's everything. It's TV, phone, security, home automation, in addition to your internet. They service South Louisiana and have since 1935, 90 years and counting at Rev. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com.
Trust isn't given. It's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the Lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the Lake.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
It's time for Christmas on the River, Cajun style. Join us for the 35th Annual Festival of the Bonfires, December 13th through 15th at Lutcher Park in St. James Parish. Enjoy great food, live music, local crafts, Santa's Very Merry Forest, and carnival rides. Plus, we'll light a new bonfire on Friday and Saturday in preparation for the arrival of Papa Noel. The 2024 Festival of the Bonfires is sponsored by First American Bank and Trust. Log on to festivalofthebonfires.org for more information.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around the clock.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
tip to Wilson Alexander at The Advocate. Earlier today on Twitter. Oh, do you have our Wilson drop? Yeah. Let's do it over. Hat tip to Wilson Alexander over at The Advocate. Step on me, Muse. Try it again. Hat tip to Wilson Alexander over at The Advocate. Earlier today, he had the report that Charlie Weiss Jr., the LSU offensive coordinator, has had his contract amended. The new contract at LSU, the contract that he agreed to that was going to pay him $6 million over 3 years, an average of $2 million per year. Yes, that contract that isn't 2 weeks old, that contract has been amended, and now it's a 3-year, $7.5 million contract. So new term sheet, and apparently this was after there was interest from Ole Miss in keeping him. Now, we told you a day ago that in conversations I had with an LSU official that the MOU, the term sheet, Memorandum of Understanding, the term sheet that LSU offered all of these coaches and that they all signed did have binding language in them with non-compete clauses. So if you were wondering or worrying about the coaches going to coach Ole Miss and staying, contractually they could not do that. They would have had to have been bought out of their contracts with LSU. But clearly LSU was willing to do even more for Charlie Weiss to entice him to stay at LSU or to come back to LSU after he leaves Ole Miss. And this is kind of the messy, sloppy part of the whole thing, right? This is sort of if you're Ole Miss, why you didn't want Lane Kiffin to coach your team, which I get, by the way. I agreed with them all the way along. Because if the LSU coach is coaching your team while he's working for LSU, is he recruiting your roster, getting net benefits to LSU, his new school, while you're trying to win a game or two? Like, it's a very real question. Well, you could look at it this way as well. Is Charlie Weiss being at Ole Miss recruiting players to LSU? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know Charlie Weiss. Seems like a good, ethical guy. Maybe not doing that, but it's natural to think. Maybe those conversations are had off to the side. Maybe he's not engaging. Maybe a player says, Coach, y'all got a spot for me? Maybe. But the flip side is also true. LSU does, in good faith, the right thing, saying, yeah, you can return and coach the team. Now, LSU did a smart thing by protecting themselves contractually with the language in their MOU, but you let them go back to Oxford. They're right back there in that emotional centerpiece, looking at all those players that they just left and thinking, man, how did I leave? I got to stay. And maybe Charlie Weiss was having cold feet. Maybe he's calling Lane, hey, man, I think I made a mistake. I got to stay with these guys. And so what do? Boom, 7-5. Okay. How does an extra $500,000 a year sound, Charlie? By the way, we've also got you locked into a contract. I mean, look, it's fair to say you want someone who wants to be here and all that. I'm not suggesting Charlie Weiss doesn't. I just think you have a very difficult situation where a lot of these guys are conflicted. It's not an easy thing. You leaving anywhere is difficult, especially leaving right in the middle of a college football playoff run. We can all understand. It's an unprecedented thing because a 12-team playoff, to have this happen, is unprecedented. It's only the second year ever of the college football playoff. So, yes, all of this is different and new. So Charlie Weiss Jr. has agreed to an amended contract. He's got an extra $500,000 a year on his deal. Two other assistants I want to talk about. One, we reported this over at LouisianaSports.net earlier on Wednesday. Former Florida assistant Joe Houston was in Baton Rouge Wednesday at Football Ops to discuss a special teams position on Lane Kiffin's staff. So if you're not familiar, Joe Houston actually played collegiately at Southern Cal and then played in the Arena League. And he got into coaching, and he's kind of been in a lot of different places. He's been at Toledo, Iowa State. He was on staff at Alabama. He spent 4 years coaching special teams for the New England Patriots from 2020 to 2023. So he's on Belichick's staff there with the Patriots there in those last 4 years in New England. And then went to Florida, joining Billy Napier's staff, overseeing the Gators special teams this past year in 2025. So he was not retained when John Summerall took the job, and so he's in Baton Rouge today to interview for that position. As of right now, I do not have confirmation if a position was offered, if it was accepted. As of now, what I'm comfortable saying is this is a target that Lane Kiffin has for his special teams job that was in Baton Rouge on Wednesday. If that does get confirmed, if I'm able to confirm it, we'll share that with you, but it's a name to know. What that certainly means that Amon Anand is not going to be retained. Of course, Amon Anand was here just for one season. He was brought in from Grambling. And LSU's special teams this year, while, man, they weren't great, obviously, there was a pretty dramatic improvement when you look at the overall special teams efficiency ratings. LSU went in the last 3 years, they were 123rd. So this is under Brian Kelly. This is LSU's special teams efficiency rating under Brian Kelly in 4 years. 123, 99, 130, and then this year 65th. So even though it wasn't good, it was still a dramatic improvement from the previous 3 years under Brian Kelly. But Amon Anand clearly is not going to be retained as they're looking at new potential additions. The other two staff members worth mentioning, Lance Guidry, who was a defensive analyst this year for LSU, reports out there that he has accepted the defensive coordinator job at Oregon State, so he won't be back on LSU staff. And the one other thing that we're keeping an eye on still is the defensive tackles coach. It certainly looked like LSU was going to hire Elijah Robinson. Football Scoop actually Saturday morning had reported that he had accepted the job. Football Scoop was the first to have report the interest on Thursday. We told you on Friday that Robinson was in the building. And then Saturday, Football Scoop reported that LSU had landed their guy and made their splash hire. Well, then Nebraska and Penn State both came calling. Nebraska is coached by Matt Rule. You probably know that. Robinson coached under Rule at both Temple and Baylor. So they're very good friends. They've stayed in touch, and that was a very natural tie there that Matt Rule would reach out to Robinson to try to get him to Lincoln. And then now with Matt Campbell going to Penn State, remember Elijah Robinson is a Penn State alum. He played at Penn State. So with Matt Campbell trying to hire his new staff, reaching out to try to bring Robinson back to Happy Valley, I just think he's got a decision to make. I mean, LSU is the best of the three jobs, the best of the three programs. Certainly we know LSU's paying, but there's the allure of going to your alma mater, and then there's the attractiveness of going to work for your friend who had you at two other jobs earlier in your career. So it sounds like LSU might actually be running third right now in that race, but LSU's got a lot to offer. See if Lane Kiffin can get on the horn, make a call, and see if they can lock down Elijah Robinson. If it's not Elijah Robinson, I know a lot of people have asked about Ed Ogeron. Everything that I've heard about Coach O has been from the agent side. Has been from the agent side pushing Coach O, like it was for Arkansas, Oregon State, Tulane. I haven't heard anything from anyone at LSU saying that's a realistic option. I want to be clear. I am not saying no way. I'm not telling you it's off the table. I'm just telling you that one person who has had a lot of conversations about this staff over the last 6 weeks, I have not had anyone at LSU tell me that Ogeron is an option. Maybe he will be, maybe he is, but I don't know if that's maybe the most realistic. The one that I would tell you that you should probably start to wrap your head around as a possibility to be LSU's defensive tackles coach if they don't land Elijah Robinson is Lane Kiffin's brother, Chris Kiffin. Chris was a defensive analyst the last 2 years at Ole Miss. He's 43 years old, played collegiately at Colorado State, but he's got more experience than I realized coaching defensive line. So Chris Kiffin coached defensive line at Arkansas State in 2011. Then he was the defensive line coach at Ole Miss for 5 seasons, from 2012 to 2016. He was the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach for Lane's first year at FAU in 2017. Then he went into the NFL. 2 years with the Niners, 2 years with the Browns, those 4 years coaching defensive line in the NFL, and then went and coached linebackers with the Texans, and then the last 2 years as a defensive analyst with Ole Miss. So all in all, Chris Kiffin has 11 years experience at the major college and NFL level coaching defensive line. And that may very well be where Lane lands here if he's not able to get Elijah Robinson. He may promote his brother to one of the full-time on-field roles. So worth knocking around in your head to see if that's a possibility where Lane may land for a defensive tackle coach if they can't get Elijah Robinson back re-engaged if he takes either Penn State or Nebraska. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Love telling you about our friends over at Lee Michaels. They're awesome. And, man, what a time of year to get there. If you're buying for him or for her, they got a gift at Lee Michaels. Beautiful diamond engagement rings, wedding bands. You know, if you're getting married, you need your wedding band. Erica bought my wedding band at Lee Michaels. Earrings, necklaces, pendants, bracelets, watches, writing instruments. 10 different locations: Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at lmfj.com. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com. Experience the Lee Michaels experience. lmfj.com. Okay, y'all, rolling along here on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll knock out our final break of hour number 2. Usual do Tigers and the pros. We do have Tim Brando in 30 minutes. I mean, sometimes you get lucky. Timmy B was supposed to be on with us here today to talk about the playoff and all that sort of stuff. But with the Sharon Moore news, I think that just races to the forefront. If you're just knocking off of work and haven't heard, Michigan has fired Sharon Moore for cause after having had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. So now the Michigan job is open. So we'll talk about that with Timmy V coming up in about 30 minutes. All right, stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Yes, you can go get your Christmas tree at Clegg's. They still got a great selection. Yes, you can go get your poinsettias at Clegg's. They got a great selection with new shipments arriving almost daily, and they are grown here locally in their greenhouses. And yes, you can go to Clegg's to get your Christmas decor. But remember, you can also go to Clegg's to shop for that hard-to-buy-for person on your list. First of all, if you got a green thumb on your list, a Clegg's gift card is a great idea. Buy the Clegg's gift card. Let them pick out what they want. Maybe you buy them a citrus tree. What an amazing gift that will give year after year after year that they'll get generations of enjoyment out of. They got so many options at Clegg's Nursery. Tuned wind chimes are a beautiful accent piece for anybody's outdoor space. They got them at Clegg's Nursery. So buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with extra cane sauce, no slaw, 2 extra toast, and a half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, ironworkers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, we're wrapping up hour number 2. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. I was in about 10 minutes set to get to this Field Yates mock draft. I just may not go too deep dive into it because the Sharon Moore stuff is just dominating so many of the headlines. I feel like we have to talk a little bit more about that and what that may mean, the trickle-down effect to the SEC, to LSU, throughout college football. But we'll continue rolling along. Right now, Muso as Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we got some injury updates for you from the NFL, obviously, as the week turns to Wednesday. We'll start with Jaden Daniels. Remember, Daniels missed 4 games with an elbow injury, dislocated it, returned a week ago in the third quarter, fell directly on the left elbow, re-aggravated it. Nothing structural or long-term, no setback there, but Dan Quinn on Wednesday did confirm that Jaden Daniels will not play on Sunday against the New York Giants. That will be Marcus Mariota. Daniels was limited in practice. Lloyd Cushenberry, he's still dealing with a foot, was limited in Wednesday's practice. Take that for what it's worth. He was limited at points a week ago. Didn't play, though, against the Browns. That was his second consecutive missed game due to this foot injury, and again limited on Wednesday. And then Mason Taylor, he's dealing with a neck. Yeah, he's got a neck. This is a new injury for Taylor. Did not practice on Wednesday for the New York Jets. Keep you posted there. And then how about this for Jalen Mills? He's been claimed off of waivers by the Detroit Lions. So by a contender, was let go by Houston today and was claimed today. 31 years old, appeared in 4 games for the Texans this season with 1 start. Totaled 4 tackles in 48 defensive snaps. See if you can find his way onto the field with the contender in the Detroit Lions. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Hey, remember to stay hydrated. You know, it's a good reminder. I would love it if you drink Evamore, obviously. It's delicious. It's what I drink. I buy the 4 packs of the 64-ounce bottles. You can buy the 20-ounce bottles, the 32-ounce bottles. It's just so important to remember to stay hydrated, especially when it's cold outside, because if it's cold outside, you're not parched, you forget to drink water, you forget to stay hydrated, but it's so important to be healthy, especially during cold and flu season, that we stay hydrated. So just make it a point. When you swing by the grocery store, the gas station, whatever it is, grab your bottle of Evamore, keep it with you, drink it throughout the day, and make sure you stay hydrated and drink delicious Evamore, a healthier alternative, natural artesian water, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. Buy it online. If you're not sure where a store is, where you can get it, they got the store locator at the website. Just type in your zip code and boom, it'll pop up right there. The store is nearest you at evamore.com, EVAMOR, evamore.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We are glad you're hanging out with us here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Tim Brando in 20 minutes. We'll come back after the top of the hour. Field Yates over at ESPN has put out a new mock draft, and it's just one man's opinion and all, but I kind of feel like Field Yates just did that mock draft simulator thing where it's like, hey, just spit out a mock draft for me and tell me what I should put out, because what he has the Saints doing with the 5th overall pick might cause a riot in New Orleans. I'll tell you what that is coming up right after SportsCenter. It's After Further Review. Hour number 3, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, staring you right in the face. Don't move.
AFR.
When the temperatures drop into the 30s, you know you're cranking on your heater. And you know typically when you crank on your heater during the winter months, those electric bills are going up. It's because your house has to work overtime to stay climate controlled. Well, one way to keep those energy bills down is installing energy-efficient replacement windows from Relief Windows. Always encourage you to give them a shout. Listen, there's a lot of ways you can do this, okay? The website's awesome, reliefwindows.com, reliefwindows.com, reliefwindows.com. You can call 288-8138, 288-8138, or you can set up a consultation and go meet with one of their associates at their showroom. The showroom is gorgeous, state-of-the-art. It's right there on Airline Highway in Prairieville. So if you're going south on Airline, right, you go south past Highway 42, about a quarter mile on the right, you can't miss it, the big Relief Windows showroom. And sit down with them and let them go over your options. It's reliefwindows.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with extra cane sauce, no slaw, 2 extra toast, and a half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wildin'.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, Michigan has fired football coach Sharon Moore for cause. A university investigation found he engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Biff Poggi is interim head coach. On the day he took part in his first NFL practice in 5 years, Phillip Rivers said he's excited about another NFL opportunity, hopes to start Sunday against the Seahawks. He is being considered as an option for the Colts with the injuries to Daniel Jones, Riley Leonard, and Anthony Richardson. If the 44-year-old Rivers is out there, a lot will be on Indy's O-line, notes our Harry Douglas.
Here's the difference between a Riley Leonard or also a Daniel Jones at the quarterback position versus a Phillip Rivers. Both of those guys we knew were mobile quarterbacks. That's not Phillip Rivers. You know, when you look at this offensive line, it's going to be a massive must that they protect him at all costs because he doesn't have that mobility, because he's coming off the couch to play quarterback.
A QB decision for the Colts comes at the end of the week. Buccaneers activated receivers Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan from IR. They are officially questionable tomorrow night against Atlanta.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's hump day.
It's hump day.
You get a mint.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Let's soothe the throat.
Hump day.
A lot of yelling.
It's hump day.
Juwan Johnson in the portal.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tigers got no quarterbacks.
Hump day.
What they do have
It's hump day.
is the self-proclaimed portal king.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Better go get you a quarterback.
Hump day.
Or 2.
It's hump day.
Or 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
1 for sure.
Hump day.
Michigan has fired Sharon Moore.
It's hump day.
For cause.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He gone.
Hump day.
Who will they replace him with?
It's hump day.
We'll talk about it with Tim Brando.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
After the break.
Hump day.
No, really, Tim Brando in 12 minutes.
It's hump day.
Julian Council was here last hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
To his credit,
hump day.
He clowned himself.
It's hump day.
That is, as our audience would know him, Julian Just Show Up Council.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I asked him first matchup what the Panthers needed to do their blueprint to beating the New Orleans Saints, and he said, just show up.
Hump day.
He clowned himself today.
It's hump day.
Good on you, Julian.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Own it.
Hump day.
Field Yates.
It's hump day.
Not good at his job.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Field Yates.
Hump day.
Good at his job. Good at his job.
It's hump day.
Field Yates.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Did a very not good thing at his job today.
Hump day.
And we'll talk about that right now.
It's hump day.
All right, here we go. So, Field Yates, ESPN, put out a mock draft, and mock drafts aren't worth the paper they're printed on, or in the internet's case, the code that they're written with. Let's go with it.
I like it. It's good.
We'll accept it. Judge's ruling. Good. Field Yates, ESPN, NFL guy, put out his mock draft. He's got a trade, number 1 overall. He's got the Jets trading with the Giants to go up to the number 1 pick. And taking Fernando Mendoza, number 1 out of Indiana. Dante Moore out of Oregon, going number 2 to the Las Vegas Raiders. So quarterback. It's interesting. Titans, Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. I would really like it if Arvell Reese ended up at the New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure he will. Really depends where they pick. But you want to talk about a freak show outside linebacker edge. Like, just look at the alien wearing number 8 that plays defense for Ohio State if you watch him. That's Arvell Reese. Yeah, I would love that kind of thing. Instead of someone with a gigantic relative athletic score out of directional school U that Mickey will trade up to take. Dork. Cleveland Browns picking 4th. Carnell Tate, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. I would love to see Carnell Tate in the black and gold. And look, if we're being honest, Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, Ohio State. I mean, can we just bypass the draft and accept the fact that this is the reality? That one or both, maybe that both those guys will end up in New Orleans.
Could trade back into the first round.
They probably will.
Yeah.
We will give you every draft pick for the next decade if you let us take both Ohio State guys.
Mm-hmm.
3 and 5. That's par for the course for the Saints. But I mentioned Field Yates not being good at his job, or that I don't want to punch him in the nose and all that stuff, because Field Yates has the Saints picking 5th, which is where they would pick today, 3 and 10 if the draft were today. And Field Yates has the Saints with the 5th overall pick, taking Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami. I mean, good Lord, Field Yates. Do you think Field Yates asked ChatGPT to do his mock draft for him?
It's possible, yeah.
Do you think Field Yates just did the what's the little draft app thing? The
draft simulator?
Simulator.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. You think he just did that?
It's possible, yeah.
Jake Crane is calling me.
Jake knows what you're doing right now. Jake's been on this show at this time of the day.
I'm on the air. I'm live on the air right now. I'm literally live on the air. Huh?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm literally live on the air right now.
Okay, they can hear me?
Yeah, I'm putting the phone up to the microphone so they can hear you.
Yeah, wow. Bryce Underwood to LSU. You heard it here first.
I'll call you later.
All right, buddy. See ya.
All right, see ya.
He's the best. He's just the best.
They can hear me? Yes. Yeah. I'm holding the phone up to the microphone. Oh, man. That's what you get. You call me during my show, that's what you get. I don't call him during his show. I know when he's on every day. Crane and Company on YouTube. Hey, Jake, I'm trying to blast Field Yates for having the Saints pick another offensive tackle. Oh, my God. Dude. Clip that, please. Clip the Jake Crane call. Send that to me. It's so good. So just to be clear, if you're not scoring at home, what did the Saints do? First round pick last year.
They took an offensive tackle, Kelvin Banks.
Kelvin Banks. He's offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle.
And then the year before that, what did they do with their first round pick?
They picked Taliese Fuanga, who is an offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle, back-to-back years.
Back-to-back
How
years.
many offensive tackles get to be on the field at the same time?
2.
So what Field Yates is suggesting is that the Saints, for the 3rd consecutive year, pick an offensive tackle when only 2 can play at the same time.
That is correct.
Can you make any sense of this?
No.
Like, what's he thinking? You take Fuaga, make him a guard? Didn't we just see that with Trevor Penning?
You did.
You drafted a tackle first round, and then you moved him from left to right to guard, then you traded him for a 7th-round pick or 6th-round pick. This is the stupidest thing you could possibly. This makes you wonder. Like, I get it. Nobody wants to watch the Saints. They stink. Small market. They're not interesting. I get it. Like, could you try? Field, like, could you get on the horn and call Cat Terrell and be like, Cat Terrell's the Saints beat writer for ESPN. Hey, Cat, look, I'm doing this mock draft. Like, yeah, look, I got Mendoza 1, Moore 2, Arvell Reese, then Carnell Tate. With those off the board, like, who would you take for the Saints at 5? Who would you take? Or just give me a position. Yeah, receiver, edge, something like that. Probably where we're looking. That sort of thing. Best cornerback in the draft. Yeah, he's got David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech, going 6. I could play ball with that. He's got Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State, going 7. I could play ball. Either one of those. Edge, receiver. Either one. Good. No. Give me the offensive tackle for the 3rd consecutive year and the 4th time in 5 years. Jesus. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I feel bad. I don't like going in on media people. Everybody's out here trying to do a job. We're trying to eat. Trying to feed our families. That's bad. Ask ChatGPT to tell me who the Saints should draft. I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now.
I have it pulled up right here. I can do it.
ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Who should the New Orleans Saints draft with the 5th overall pick in April's NFL draft? Let's see.
Please tell me it's him. Do it.
Oh, my God. He totally ChatGPT'd
this is the best thing ever.
The best answer is an offensive tackle you never have to worry about again. If an elite left tackle's on the board, that should be the pick, period.
Oh,
Field Yates, all he did was ask ChatGPT.
Oh, Field.
AI, stupid. All right, we got to get to Tim Brando. It's AFR.
After further review.
GLO. GlowResources.com. GlowResources.com. Complete employer solutions. GlowResources.com. Skilled blue-collar labor, that's what they specialize in. So if you're struggling, and I know this is the case, man. I know there's so many of you. You're looking for welders, pipe fitters, crane operators, heavy equipment, heavy machinery operators. Man, getting that skilled blue-collar labor that is qualified in your area, eager to work, shows up on time, all that sort of stuff. If not being able to find those people has made your business less efficient, you know who you are. You need to call Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me. Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
This menu is a masterpiece, delivers every
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Story of the day, not just in college football, I would assume in the entire sporting world. If you haven't heard it yet, Michigan has fired head coach Sharon Moore for cause, an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The entire sports world is reacting to this. We had Tim Brando lined up not to talk about this, but I'd be remiss if I didn't get Timmy B's thoughts on this as we started. Timmy B, great to chat as always, man. How are you?
Fantastic. Great to be with you. Happy holidays and happy Merry Christmas and all that jazz. I hope everyone's doing well down in Baton Rouge and Moscona family included in that.
We're great, man. Hope the same for you and yours. You know that.
You got it.
Hey, all right, let me just start. I don't know if you had any idea that this was coming, but let me just get a start with it. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I work with a Michigan quarterback.
So, when did you first get wind of this?
September.
Oh, okay. All right.
This has been going on. This is old news in the Michigan area.
Okay.
Rumors were running rampant throughout the Michigan community about what was alleged, but had not yet been found, and apparently now it has been found to the extent that Ward Manuel, who, by the way, is a New Orleans guy and a guy I know real well too, the athletic director, good man, real good man. To do this, I'm sure they didn't want to, not at this date. Especially when all the players can go in the portal if they want. Players can leave immediately when something like this happens, and signing date's just around the corner. So, it's bad timing. I don't care what the feeling was about Sharon. And there were some doubts about him long term, but short term, if you think about it, 9-3 is not a bad season. It's not a championship caliber season, but they hung around in the playoff picture for at least a while before they lost to USC late in the season. But I don't think anyone ever really thought that Sharon was the long-time answer. He was put in play because of what was the circumstances, and also the endorsement of Coach Harbaugh, who had taken them to the promised land. And when the issues were taking place with Spygate and all that, he had done a very good job of keeping that team intact while Harbaugh was serving suspensions and whatnot. But I think after 2 years, I don't think anybody anticipated he'd be gone after 2 years. But this issue that was announced today had been rumored really all fall in and around the Michigan campus.
Okay. What do you think So, I mean, there's some interesting fallout here. What direction do you think Michigan goes?
Oh, I think they call Kalen DeBoer today, tonight, tomorrow. He'll be the first call because he's got ties to that area. He once coached at Eastern Michigan. He showed interest in the Michigan job before he went to Alabama. This is a Midwestern guy and a guy that would be considered a perfect fit by a lot of the major financial people in and around the Michigan community. Now, there'll be some talk, I think, probably of maybe a pro coach because Michigan's done this before. Their search could very easily involve, a guy coaching in the NFL. Like if the Tomlin story in the NFL continues to go the way it's been going in Pittsburgh. Now, granted, they had a big week last week, but you can bet that they would go after someone like that because they've shown an indication in the past that they can do that. Jobs like that, even the Penn State job is a job that in the past has gone to NFL coaches. So it wouldn't be uncommon for Michigan to look in that area too. And the other thing you got to consider, if DeBoer could be called, yes, but he's got a team to prepare for a playoff opportunity in a little less than 2 weeks. So that would mean the timing issue for Michigan would have to be deliberate when they're really trying to move quickly. So you got that part of it to deal with too. I know a lot of people. I just observed and got hammered as not like I'm not accustomed to it, but I got hammered by a lot of Alabama fans over mentioning that maybe Penn State was waiting on Kalen DeBoer. But as long as that thing lasted and they didn't have anyone,
sure.
And they were the first ones to start this whole domino theory thing. To me, it was just an observation, well worth making. That's all it was. And I wasn't the only one that suggested that. But in no way does DeBoer have the kind of image within the community of Penn State. And that's why he was easily able to go out and say, no, there's no interest. I've had no interest. And he put that to bed really quickly before the game with Georgia was played at the SEC Championship. He'll have a much tougher time in trying to deny interest in the Michigan job because he showed interest before, and people know that.
Fascinating, man. How all this might work out. It's such a massive. I mean, Michigan, whatever anyone thinks of them, Timmy B, especially in the Southeast, it's a massive brand. I mean, it's the winningest program in the history of college football.
Yeah, it's as big a job. And by the way, in any sport, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you caught any of that Villanova-Michigan basketball game last night. I've got Michigan Saturday in Maryland. Buzz Williams' new job, and they beat Villanova by 30, and that's not a bad Villanova team. It's not vintage Villanova. I mean, it's a young team, and their coach is in his first year since coming over from Maryland, ironically. But Coach May has got a hell of a juggernaut, and he's got about a $12 to $18 million NIL budget for basketball.
Yeah.
Okay? So whatever you want to spend on any sport, they've got. And with the endowment structure that they have at Michigan, it's just off the charts. So it's a job that a lot of different people would want. But you asked who would they call first, and I'm telling you, the first call they're going to make is to Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, man, it would be fascinating. However, the second spin of the coaching carousel cycle will go. Yeah,
it's never ending.
I know.
It's never ending.
Tim Brando's with us. Make sure you get him at Tim Brando. Playoff is set. Timmy B, I wanted to chat with you about this because I think you and I probably agree more on this than we disagree. But let me just get your flyover of what the committee did on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Big picture, they had set it up really the second to last reveal. In other words, if you were watching the Tuesday night show before the conference championships, you knew that the committee had now taken Notre Dame. This is why I thought it was a little laughable that their athletic director, Pete Bavacqua, would say, gee, we were shocked. We were surprised. We had no idea you could do it. You were? Well, then, it didn't trouble you at all that the week before the SEC championship, Alabama suddenly moved ahead of Notre Dame and Miami didn't? That didn't That didn't shock you. You didn't notice that? Because I did. I knew, and I think a lot of other people knew that follow this closely, that there was no way in hell they were going to screw Alabama a second consecutive year, which by the way, I don't think Alabama got screwed last year at all.
I agree.
But their fan base did, and their commissioners thought they got screwed. And Sankey was bellyaching about it from the moment last year's Sunday show aired. He was very upset about it, and he let people know about it all the way through. He had yet another filibuster on game day prior to the championship game saying, I really think 7 teams ought to be in the SEC. Well, he's doing that, right, because he's making sure that he gets 5 in. And the 5th was going to be Alabama. So the reason the committee did this, and this is how corruption is part of the process, okay? I've seen now some friends of mine that are in the media that would never dare say the term corruption, but just want to say they're stupid, okay? Andy Staples has got no problem saying they're stupid, but he doesn't want to use the word corruption. I'm using corruption because I believe corruption's been part of this process from the very beginning. Alabama was not going to be left out this year, and so what they did by effectively putting them ahead of Notre Dame in the next to last Tuesday show, actually the last show is on Sunday, but that last Tuesday show where Reese Davis asks questions and Hunter Yurchek basically gives talking points and not answers, they basically moved Alabama into a comfort zone so that they would know, regardless of the outcome of the game against Georgia, in which they were boat raced, it would not matter. And you saw what happened. It did not matter, okay? It mattered that BYU lost to Texas Tech. I mean, it mattered, okay? But it did not – it mattered even to Georgia. I mean, if you think about it, could Georgia have maybe you would have thought maybe they could go up to number 2, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. Why do you suppose they didn't? Well, because Ohio State's 2, and Ohio State is the Alabama of the North. So Ohio State's going to stay at 2, all right? Certain teams with that kind of cachet are going to be treated a certain way, and that's what happened with Alabama. So for Bavacqua to suddenly think that, we're shocked, we're surprised, the moment he saw that, he should have been on the phone, lobbying himself. He should have been making sure, hey, we thought we were good all year. By the way, those Tuesday shows during the season, I hope they get rid of them because they did send, obviously, the wrong message, and there's a lot that is wrong with the current format. I do think we're going to go to 16. I think they now know they have to. The one thing, and I think you probably saw it on Instagram, and I even got after Hunt Palmer just a little bit because this notion that we should be blaming James Madison and Tulane is I'm sorry, but that's giving them a break. That's giving the committee and this flawed, corrupt system a break. That was married into this from the get-go. And the only reason that we have 2 of them rather than 1 of them is because the ACC had some dumbass, and I do mean dumbass, concept of how to handle tiebreakers in their league that would allow a 5-loss team to play for a championship. When the very easy thing to do would be say highest ranked team when we have a tiebreaker. That way Miami could have played. But no, they went with that at the cost of losing an automatic qualifier, which they did. And the thing that the committee wanted to do was protect the ACC by allowing Miami to be their entry, even though they weren't an automatic qualifier. It made more sense to them to protect one of the other conference members, particularly if that conference was not going to have a representative, if not for an at-large entry to Miami. So that made Miami of greater value to the committee than Notre Dame when push came to shove. And that's how we wound up in this position. So that's why I was critical of both of you guys when I was, if you want to change the format, I'm with you.
That's a point.
If both of those teams get blown out, if they don't cover the 21 and a half or the 24 or whatever the numbers are, and you want to change it and you're going to subsidize them with their own playoffs, that's fine. I'm with you. But in this current format structure, which was set up to fail by a bunch of morons that look like idiots year in and year out, then let's not blame the little guy. The little guy is like, hey, they played their ass off to have the best record they could to get in. And that league, by the way, the American Conference this year was better than the ACC top to bottom. Yeah. It was. Tulane proved that. They beat the ACC champion.
They beat Duke. They did. I think we're probably saying a lot of the same things. It's hard in a 60-second clip that's trimmed down. I don't blame James Madison or Tulane. Good teams, and God bless them. They're within the rules. My point is, if you want a true representative format with the best teams,
right.
It's going to be a rare instance that it can happen, Timmy B, that you could have a G5 that can make an argument to be one of the 12 or 16 best, but not this year.
And I think Boise State could have been that team last year had they played a home game and not gotten a bye into the next week, which, they fixed that part of it. But that's the thing. These people have no foresight. They have knee-jerk reactions to what happened the preceding year. That's all this is, year in and year out. And you got people on the committee. Have you counted up, by the way, how many people on that committee have ties to Alabama?
No.
Either as residents or former.
Wait, do you think they deserve to be in? Do you think Alabama deserved to be in?
No.
Okay.
They if you're playing in a championship game and you lay an egg like that, well, you have a responsibility as a team that got into that championship game to play well. They haven't played well in a month. They were really good at the end of October and early November when their quarterback was carrying them.
He was great.
But then after that, when a couple of offensive linemen got hurt, and all of a sudden he's looking more like Nussmeier did than he was looking, that was a byproduct of no protection, okay? I mean, that wasn't really on the quarterback because he wasn't being protected. People just figured out how to defend them. Oklahoma gave them the blueprint in the second half of that game. Auburn followed through. Listen, they barely beat Auburn, a 5-17. If Auburn doesn't fumble that game away, I mean, they if you just look, suddenly all of a sudden Alabama, who used to always get in on the eye test, got in on they have the better record against their schedule test. Okay?
But that matters.
Use the metrics and the mathematics. Yeah, I know it does to a point, but when you should still be measured by the kind of performance you put out there. And by the way, the championship games should be eliminated completely.
I agree. Yes.
They should be eliminated. And if we go to 16, I really believe, and this may anger a few people, Matt, but I really believe the Big Ten commissioner, my old boss, full disclosure, I worked for him for 9 years at CBS, Tony Petitti, who helped the late, great Roy Kramer put together the BCS. He's got the best idea. We should eliminate the championship. We should go to more automatic qualifiers who earn the right to be one of those teams on the field. So we take it away from the selection committee. We have the less the selection committee has to do, the better. So let's have the last. Let's talk about two teams, generally speaking, from the Big Ten and the SEC that set themselves apart and they're going to be in based on the way they performed all year. All right, but let's say teams 3 and 4 have the same conference records, but yet so does the 5th team, and so does why not have the top 4 teams going for the last 2 automatic qualifying spots to guarantee that the SEC and the Big Ten both get 4 in? Imagine the playoff within the leagues, the SEC and the Big Ten to get 4 in, and the playoffs between the teams 4 through 4, the top 4 teams in the ACC and the Big 12 to get 2 teams in.
Yeah.
That would be must-see TV.
It'd be a play-in tournament.
Oh, my God. It would be awesome. A little bit like, the Premier League that does some of that, right? It would be in that vein.
Hey, man, you're outside of my wheelhouse if you're asking me about soccer, Timmy B. I got a big blind spot there, man.
I'm just saying that the Premier League thing has gotten so popular. A lot of the people that watch it here in our country, most of them are about your age, Matt.
No doubt.
And I think that it's compelling, and people, they have favorite teams that build up over time. I just think the more product, the more inventory we give the public, the better. And the other thing, and I'll just say it, okay, bottom line, as long as we only have one major network involved in this, and they're using the same metrics, okay, that is being used by the committee, we got a problem. We have to have more than just the worldwide leader involved in this thing. We have to have more entities involved because bias and situational circumstances like the ones we've seen. You witnessed what happened just recently with LSU and Ole Miss over the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. The circumstances surrounding whether he should or shouldn't stay, or should they have let him go or not let him go. You got way too many conflicts of interest with people. It's not their fault. It's when you're a commentator, you got to say what you see, no matter what. But there's always going to be people taking shots based on the public believing you're a homer for said school, said conference. Hell, I've dealt with it my entire life, and I still do. There's no reason why, whether it's Fox or CBS or NBC, all of whom are invested heavily in college football, and Turner's now gotten involved, and they're doing a great job. We should have 16 now for sure, and in the future, I think we could go to 24. You can make a case that 24 could work. It's just too soon to do that. I think. But you remember this time last year, people were saying 12. Well, I don't know if we can get 12. Do you think? Now, all of a sudden, it's like, I don't know about you, but I think the cry for 16 is pretty clear right now.
Yeah, I'd love it.
After this season.
Tim, I'd go to 32. Play games on the field. I get you're going to have blowouts. But like, play games on the field. Who doesn't want to watch a true play? Yeah, give me 20. Yeah, I like 24. I like whatever. I'm good.
Yeah.
Give me games.
I think having playoffs within your own league only gets the regionality back, and that's something that people are upset about. Is we don't have as much regionality, and we would have more of that.
Yeah.
The nature of the leagues expanding has caused some of the loss of that regionality, but I think you bring it back. You bring it back big time. If you were to have a big time matchup, and you leave the final week of the regular season open. Let's say, for instance, this week there are no games being played this week,
right?
Except Army Navy, and I believe an FCS game or one other game, maybe in Hawaii or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is, there's no reason to waste a week. We should be playing ball.
Agreed.
Everybody should be playing ball last week, this week, and we don't need to have these teams that go deepest playing a championship for college football on January the 19th.
Agreed.
That's way, way too long, okay? It's supposed to be a one-semester sport, and now suddenly it's not. We can get this thing done if we just have the leaders of the sport, and that means Petiti, Sankey, Yormark, and maybe we'll ask the Notre Dame AD to be in the same room with Brett Yormark. I'm not sure if they can be there right now. But and Jim Phillips, have them all start working together and coming up with answers. Right now, they're beginning to look like Republicans and Democrats, trying to get the government issues taken care of, and that's not a good look.
Yeah,
that is not a good look. We need those leaders to lead.
Timmy B, I got to run. It always goes by too quickly. We'll bother you again soon, all right?
Don't ever change, but if you do, for Christ's sakes, don't let your wife watch, okay?
Let's see. It's Tim Brando. It's after further review. Stay here.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net. We say don't let your wife watch. What a dismount. DuplessisBuilders.net. They'll build your pool, your outdoor kitchen. It doesn't matter if you want a cool cocktail pool in your outdoor space. You want a resort-style pool. They can do it all from Duplessis Builders, and they're going to do it with the engineering background that Derek offers, which is why they can give you a 10-year workmanship warranty. Hear me, if you ask nothing else. If you go and you call 10 pool companies, which I hope you don't, I hope you just call Duplessis and hire them. But if you call 10 pool companies, ask them how long their workmanship warranty is. The industry standard is 1 year. Duplessis Builders offers you a 10-year workmanship warranty. They take the time to do it right. They'll build you a beautiful pool. They'll do it ethically. It's Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Trust isn't given. It's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the Lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Went along with Timmy B. No shocker. If you were sitting right here, tell him the same thing. We try to plan accordingly. So I got to do a short segment here to make sure we stay on time for Jimmy. The SEC schedule release is tomorrow, by the way. That's going to be so we will find. We know who LSU is going to play. Tomorrow we will find out when and in what order. I might have got a sneak peek at it.
Oh, yeah?
Might have got a sneak peek.
What we got? It's gonna leak anyway, Scun. So I mean, you might as well be the one to leak it. It's gonna leak anyway.
What would be for you the most anticipated game?
Like you're talking about, in my opinion, like
Yeah,
that.
for you. I'm asking you, Muse. What would be for you the most
home game next year, or just in general? Ole Miss because of the Kiffin. Home game, Texas.
September, November.
Okay.
November. Now, I want to be clear. I don't want to run through the whole thing because I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But until it's there, it's the same thing with the Kiffin thing, right? Like, let's just be real, y'all. I knew that dude was taking this job for y'all. Y'all could tell I knew that dude, right?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
I mean,
you were saying it without just flat out saying that Lane Kiffin is going to be the LSU head coach.
I just always gave myself the protection because until ink is dry, it's not. So until I see it flash up there, it's like, man, give yourself a little. November is going to be heinous.
Yeah.
Heinous. And Arkansas is going back to the final weekend of the regular season. I know.
Well, I mean,
what else you gonna do?
That's what I was gonna say.
Do?
I mean, yeah, it just felt weird having Oklahoma there. To be honest with you, man,
I love it. I thought because what was gonna happen there is we're gonna end up seeing meaningful games, and you'd get a rivalry that bred naturally. That's what happened with A&M. For whatever resentment you have or jokes, when 18 rolled around and you had the 7 overtime game, and then LSU scored 50 on them in 19, and then it became contentious, and you had you had meaningful games. A&M started pulling their weight in that series.
Yeah,
that's what you need to have happen. And in LSU and Oklahoma, more likely than not, generally are going to be in a 12 or 16 team play, are going to be playing meaningful games at the end of November most of the time. So that had the potential, I thought, to be really good. And I just don't care about the Arkansas game. I mean, it's what it is.
I don't think anyone really does here.
Just don't play it on Friday, please.
Yeah,
just don't do the Friday
no
1:30
Black Friday,
thing. Yeah. Just give no Friday 1:30. But we'll see music. If you remember when we went through who they were going to, we went through the schedule of who they were going to play, and your boy nailed it. Remember we were like,
you're talking about the
of who the opponents were going to be. No, of who the opponents were going to be.
Oh wait, yeah, because you said like Kentucky and all that. Yeah,
Auburn
okay.
Auburn State were going to rotate back on, and they were going to play Texas and then whatever. I think November you're going to see Bama, Texas at Tennessee, Arkansas.
See, I don't like that at all.
That's rough.
That sounds horrible. I know. Now, if you do what Oklahoma just did, no one's counting on you to go off on a run, and you go on a run, then it's going to be great. But that just sounds like no fun at all.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It depends.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. Call Dr. Blake Williamson. Schedule that consultation over there. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. LASIK, custom lens replacement, PRK, Evo ICL. Maybe you're not a candidate for LASIK because of the shape of your eye, but you're nearsighted. Evo ICL is a great alternative. It's the implantable contact lens. Just call the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020. Set up that consultation. Get it done before the new year. You got HSA or FSA funds. Don't let them expire. Call the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, WilliamsonEye.com. Okay, final break. Jimmy's here for Auto Locks. Next, AFR.
AFR.
Man, I'm excited. Tomorrow's the day. We'll be over at Gordon McKernan's office for the bicycle giveaway in the Baton Rouge area. What an awesome thing that Gordon does every year. Gives away 600 bicycles to less fortunate children across the state of Louisiana. And we get to be a small part of it on Thursday. So AFR Thursday will be live at Gordon's office, the one with the big inflatables and the big flags out there that you see off the College Drive, interstate off Corbett Boulevard on Hilton Avenue in Baton Rouge. So that's where we'll be tomorrow for the show. Gordon's going to be with us for a couple of segments. We'll talk NIL and Lane Kiffin and all that stuff. So excited to have Gordon on the show with us, as we always are when we can get some time from G. But really, the whole point about being there tomorrow is to see these kiddos and see them get their bicycles and see the smiles on their faces and shine some light on a great organization doing a great thing for our and every community in the state of Louisiana. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll get to Jimmy in just a second. We are brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. You are never far from a Shaw Bills location. So always encourage you to book your service online, shop tires online. It doesn't matter if you're looking to replace your tires. They'll sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. Maybe you need an oil change. Maybe you need your tires rotated. Brakes are squeaking. The check engine light is on. Whatever it may be, our friends over at Shaw Bills will take great care of you like they've done since Mr. Charlie opened the doors back in 1968. ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills. We keep you rolling. No otter? Oh, no. What's going on here?
Let me try him again. Let me see if it'll somehow work.
The Oddfather is what? So what's going? The phone's just not working, or did you tell him to call us? Okay, never mind. We got him. Okay, he's good. All right, we'll go here in a second. All right, Muse, can you just hit the open then? Hit the open. Just hit it. Otterlocks, hit it.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter.
What's up, buddy?
Just looking up Michigan head coaching odds and the betting favorite. The betting favorite, Calandro.
Yeah, you know how those go. So that's the worst thing that they do. So what's Kalshi say?
And
Kalshi, the trading site. You trade on anything. That's a little bit better of an indicator.
Don't know.
But what's that?
Don't know.
Okay. Isn't he getting, look, man, if they don't score a touchdown in Jordan Hare on fourth down when he needs a chip shot field goal, they may have run him off. And listen, he's that close. But do you think that weakens Alabama if they lose him, or do you expect him that much, or you don't think he's gonna? I
don't care at all. I just would love to see them melt when a coach leaves them, and then they're just never going to be, Jimmy, what they were. That's the point. My whole Bama is burning thing is not. I've said it a million times. It's never
1
that
minute
they're going to
remaining.
suck. It's just they're never going to be what they were with Nick. And it's just a continuous reminder of that. And they're going to, if Kalen leaves, and you're just further and further removed from Nick, and I'm just going to keep laughing at him. That's all.
Yeah, gotcha. Let's go to the NBA Cup tonight. This Oklahoma City team's pretty good. Going back to last year, the regular season games, they've won 80 of their last 91. Get some money on the line. I know it's a big number. We're going to lay it tonight. A little extra motivation during the regular season. Also, the late one, no Wembanyama, but we're going to take the points against San Antonio and the 7.5 there. And then Wisconsin on the road at Nebraska. We're going to take the Badgers. Got going pretty good with the in-state rivalry win over Marquette this past weekend.
Where are you tomorrow?
We are at Sammy's Grill, the original, on Highland Road near Starring.
All right, Otter. Good luck. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right. Muse Pauly, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
I may just leave work right now and go right over to Supper Club. I may just go maybe I'll wait till my celebratory Supper Club meal until after DeBose actually takes the Michigan job, leaves Bammers high and dry, and then you know what they'll say? We didn't want him anyway. Whatever. If you're going to celebrate Bama burning, if you're going to celebrate Christmas, if you're going to celebrate a promotion, an anniversary, a birthday, or just because you woke up today, your feet hit the floor, and the good Lord let us live life for another day, go celebrate at Supper Club. Right there on Perkins Road. It's amazing. It's like you stepped out of Baton Rouge and you stepped into Vegas, New York, L.A., Dubai, Paris. It's amazing. It's Brandon and Mackenzie Landry's gift to Baton Rouge. World-class fine dining experience right here in Baton Rouge. If you've never been, what are you waiting on? Book your reservations. Do it right now. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the Lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the Lake.
This menu is a masterpiece, delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raisin Cane's!
Let's go!
The party is saved!
Peter, Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raisin Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light.